people are paying today as of the first of June sales tax, which we never did before. By 2012, full taxation will come into effect.
The treaty specifies that in year 8 of the treaty that there will be consumer taxation, because the fee simple lands are not reserved, and effective that date there was taxation.
Daily it affects me almost. I don't know all about the treaty, but there was a treaty signed, and we gave up our right to be tax-free.
I don't see how anybody wins here except the government. I can't see anyone benefiting from throwing away your status, throwing away your right to be a status Indian.
I resent the fact that we have to pay taxes. I feel like my status card doesn't mean nothing anymore.
The Nisga'a Treaty is the first modern-day treaty in the province of British Columbia. Signed in 2000, this tripartite agreement was negotiated between the Nisga'a Nation, the Government of BC, and the Government of Canada. This marked the end of over a century of struggle by the Nisga'a to formal recognition of their traditional land.
How do you feel now, Canada?
Governments are faced with changes almost on a daily basis, and the people's lives are affected by that change, but it's how we accept that change is really important. And it's really important for governments to recognize that, because they've had it for so long. And how do you let go of something?
It's written into the Nisga'a final agreement that a good portion of whatever taxes our people will be paying will make its way back to the Nass Valley.
I'm cautiously waiting to see what would be in place, how would benefit. I don't know if the benefits will actually come from the Nisga'a government or the Canadian government.
Government's always going to benefit, and they'll never negotiate any deal unless they're benefiting. For other nations, I just tell them, don't sell your land. It's not for sale. It never was.
The Nisga'a citizens on and off reserve are experiencing significant change as a result of the Nisga'a final agreement. For the first time in history, Nisga'a people are paying taxes on the Nisga'a lands. In 2012, the Nisga'a government will begin collecting income tax and property tax in the Nass Valley. Many non-Nisga'a feel this treaty sets a dangerous precedent for future generations.
I think what's going to happen, is people are starting to finally wake up and realize, the full impact, or will realize the full impact of the Nisga'a Treaty and what it means to them. There was a lot of reserve land lost in King Kola. In our culture, when you've got a big Samoyed name, you have territory that goes with that. Now, after treaty, there is no territory to go along with the name.
We're the laughing stock of so many nations. And I don't know how true that is, but it's embarrassing to hear we're just a joke to other people.
It's going to piss a lot of people off, right? And you're going to be locking horns with your own peoples, right? And as a government, well, you can't really let it affect you when you're in power of authority.
The Nisga'a are experiencing firsthand how the treaty affects their daily lives as consumer taxes foreshadow the implementation of income and property taxes in 2012.
Everybody was expecting it, but I don't think they were really prepared. We're up for another one, which is going to be income tax. The property tax will affect me, which means I would have to maybe increase my shop rate.
They have to really, really educate the people as to the impact, letting them know exactly what's going to happen to them if they don't pay their property taxes, if they don't pay their utility taxes. Bottom line, you could lose your property, you could lose your house.
Pretty soon, I feel like we're going to have everything taken away. That's just that feeling, that sort of anxiety, like what's next. I find it kind of futile going to the Nisga'a Nation, as much as I'm embarrassed to say that.
There was never a time when Nisga's were ready to pay tax, and there never will be, right? when you enjoy those little bit of luxuries, right? It's hard when it's just taken away.